Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we finally delve into Beyond the Scoreboard. This is an awesome segment I absolutely love. We basically go into stats in a little bit more meaningful way and kind of explain a few extra things to you guys. Today, taking a look at Optic Gaming's new fourth. It's Karma, of course. This player, unbelievably talented, two-time world champion. Can still say he is the only two-time world champion as well. So, you can feel a little bit better about that, I guess.
It's kind of funny. I mean, I have picked this player up before in the past, so I kind of know what you get when you pick him up.
Tell me about some of this player's strengths then.
Oh, I mean, LAN, CTF. CTF, he might be the best CTF player in Call of Duty. No doubt. And S&D, I mean,
the best CTF player in the game.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Okay.
Farico, they're one of the best CTF teams when he was on it. Every team he's been on has been strong in CTF.
That's true.
Who would you put above him in CTF, like playmaking and decision-wise? Consistency over the last 2 Call of Duties, we've seen it.
Of the last 2 Call of Duties?
Well, we haven't seen it.
I think there's only one. I think Krim is up there.
Another
challenger. That's pretty scary.
Yeah,
that's pretty absurd. First Bloods and S&D as well is something he's very, very talented at. Positive overall KD in every LAN event he's attended in AW. That may actually surprise a couple of people because you look at his performances as kind of like a team that he's attended the events with. They've never been high placings, but to still be, playing that well every event you go to, pretty talented player.
I mean, what, Orlando? He had the highest respawn efficiency by like far.
Yes, without there was no one touching him.
Yeah,
and like that's a crazy stat.
And it's kind of funny because when we picked him up for Cole, we got a lot of flack, dropping Clay, picking up Karma. Like, Karma hasn't placed well in a really long time. I almost feel it's the same type of thing this time, is where, he doesn't place well, but people just forget how good he is. Right. Like, I said it when we picked him up on Cole, okay, you guys don't understand. Just watch him play. People forget how actually good he is as a player, talent-wise.
He's very good.
And he has these natural instincts where you just watch him. Even when I was coaching, I'm like, oh man, he's in the wrong spot. He's gonna mess this up. And then next thing you know, 3 people walk directly in front of him. Why the hell are those people there? He just had this weird feeling about the game. Yeah, no, he just does.
That's what it is. Led his team in slaying at every LAN event. Now this is curious. How do you think this is going to transfer across over to Optic Gaming?
He's not going to lead in slaying, I don't think.
You don't think? Where is he going to sit in terms of when you see the back button at the end of a game? Where is he going to sit? Because I think he's still going to have Formula and Scump.
Karma is going to sit 2nd or 3rd with the highest KD. I expect him to have the least amount of deaths, least amount of engagements, but he's the one who teams think they're breaking into the hill, and he's surprised I'm up in the corner.
Karma just sits
and it's 2, 3 piece.
Okay,
Karma stops it.
So he's going to go from the main Slayer on Optic Nation.
He's a team player.
A support slaying role?
He'll still be slaying.
He'll still be slaying?
But he's just a different type of Slayer. It's
Krim at this point is full OBJ.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you look at that Optic Nation team, Swanee, Proofy, TP, and Karma. Led that team in slaying. Swanee and Proofy.
That was the only team he didn't lead in slaying.
No, he did.
No. Manslayer Pro ended every event except for
except Optic. Yeah, you're right.
Read this. Read what we wrote down, Ben.
I didn't even read it.
Don't.
That's it. But I mean, he can do it all. Is basically the point of everything. He can do absolutely everything.
Just look at his CTF numbers. Like I just talked about.
Oh, okay.
Look at his CTF numbers.
Oh, this is interesting. We'll throw up those stats for you. Columbus AW Open CTF, a 1.22 CTF KD.
This is where it gets silly. Orlando.
Okay.
UMG Orlando, a 1.53 CTF KD with 2 caps per game.
2 caps per game?
That's like J-Cap Black Ops 2 champ style stuff.
Okay. And that was with, so that was 1.22 in Columbus Open with a 0.75. 1.53 with a 2 cap. North American Regionals, 1.12, 0.75. COD Champs, 0.75 cap ratio, 1.22. So his CTF play, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Obviously, massive thank you to COD_stats.
And we've talked about, some players not being able to adjust to uplink. And he's actually adjusted quite nicely to uplink. I mean, his uplink numbers are fairly impressive as well.
The last number on this is absurd.
You see right here.
Champs, 1.55 uplink KD with 2 caps per game. That's insane. To kill that many things, and then to cap, like, at least a dunk every game, it's impressive. North American Regionals, his caps per game was drastically smaller than that, 0.25, 1.19 KD. But again, positive across every event he's attended.
It's sick. It's sick. I know the OG fans, I know when I think we asked a lot of people in the chat, like, well, we asked people in the chat, it's like, if ON had to keep Karma or Teep, who would you rather? And a lot of people were like, Karma. So I think, like, from OG, like, getting him, like, that's, like, huge for the fans of OG. So
it's huge. And
obviously, his first blood,
I was going to say,
S&D.
through to S&D, because I think with Nadeshot leaving, you lose a little bit of Search and Destroy, because his S&D is...
He makes a lot of good calls in S&D.
He does. He really does. However, Karma, #1 in drawing first bloods in Season 1, 17%. 17% of the time this guy is going to get first blood. I think second there is actually Parasite.
Yeah.
So it just shows you, we're preaching about how Parasite's a great S&D player all the time. Karma's actually better at getting first blood, though.
And the guy's got 2 rings. Pretty good at everything.
Yes. But does have some weaknesses.
So this is interesting. So weaknesses, we say the online play in general. Season 1 finishes with a .97 KD, 26.84 kills per game, 3rd on ON in both categories. Season 2, he's gotten off to a much better start.
Okay.
A 1.01 KD, 27 kills per respawn, 3rd on ON in both categories right now. But he got actually, between Season 1 and Season 2, like around Champs qualifier time, he got like a new line put in.
Okay.
For their house, and it's like insane. Yeah.
All right.
That's why Teep was going to play some of their stuff there, because that line is like his internet's like insanely good.
So how is that going to transfer now with Optic Gaming then?
Because they have 3 West Coast players now.
Krim is West Coast.
Formal's
West Coast.
Krim's going back to Seattle, right?
Yeah. So he's West Coast.
So he'll be West Coast.
Formal's West Coast.
Scump is West Coast now, for a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, they'll have a quad West Coast host for a little bit.
So how is that going to realistically affect the league, though? Is like full West Coast? I mean, you're American.
I've had
you've played video games online longer in America than I have.
I've had like God internet, so I've never had to really.
Because
I ping. Trying to think. Like when I would play with like Tom in Ohio, I'd ping like 25. To West Coast, I ping like 40.
They're still pretty good.
So for me, it's like, it's no big deal. But I think West Coast to East Coast, it all depends. Krim has pretty good internet. Don't know what Scump has. Formal and Karma now have great internet. So I don't think it'll be an issue. I think a lot of the teams you're finding are going to be spread out with the new teams.
Okay. A lot of, I don't want to say pressure on Karma, because...
Why?
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say pressure, because the guy's 2-time world champ. I think he's going to ease into this role now.
It's important they win that first event.
I just think there's going to be so many eyes looking at them.
It's important they win that first event.
There's going to be more eyes looking at this team than before. Do you know, are they going to be at UGC?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'd be curious to know.
I don't know what their first event will be.
Because I agree with you. That first event is going to be
so
important.
The biggest event for Cole, I think, was like UMG Philly. Winning that one right after picking up Karma. Like, we would have lost that one. Like, everyone would have
looked at you like, yo, you messed up.
Yo, you guys were idiots.
You made a trade you didn't need to. You would have won.
Right.
Yeah. It's important that you don't mess that up. But we kind of touched on this earlier on. Krim's going to continue that kind of support role.
Yeah, I think so.
Is the team going to have a struggle at the very start with no clear objective role, or is it just going to be Krim taking over straight away?
It's going to be Krim taking over straight away. I feel like Krim's been doing the objective work for a little bit. We've seen his numbers go down from what we know.
Yeah, he's hopping on the hill.
I mean, when he wants to be Krim, he can, but we've
it's like
seen
a switch. It's bizarre.
But we've seen him pretty much take on a more objective-minded role with Formal and Scump, so I don't think it'll be any different.
We also saw Formal start picking up the bomb as well,
and
in Search and Destroy.
You got to remember, too, Krim's played with Karma before.
They have that chemistry.
So it's kind of like they don't really have to know those like decision making, like those like getting used to somebody in 2v2 situations. Like they don't have to get used to that.
Because they already have
They've already had
it. It's natural.
Yeah.
It's natural for them. That was a look in depth with Karma. Of course, Optic Gaming's new fault if you missed it. Nadeshot taking a
little break.
Little break. mini retirement, whatever you want to call it, but will no longer be playing on Optic Gaming as of right now. I think he was quoted to say he doesn't want to ever be on a team with Scum again.
He doesn't.
Not that they fell out, just he doesn't want to bring Scum kind of down.
Right, he thinks Scum.
He's so hard on himself, it's ridiculous.
He is pretty hard on himself.
It's crazy. For now, though, quick commercial break. When we return, we have the quick scope, and if I won last time.
No, I have won every single time.
No, you didn't win the first time.
I have won every single time.
We're tied at 2-2.
You changed one of my... You forfeited me in a question, which is a joke. I am undefeated. The people know that I am undefeated. The people know that I am undefeated. When we come back, we're going to the quick scope.
I'm going to win.